Tens of thousands of Russians have held a march for peace in Moscow. The demonstration was meant to show opposition to Russia's invasion of Ukraine and to call on the Kremlin to release information about missing soldiers. Security was tight, with protesters passing through metal detectors before they could participate. Demonstrators demanded that the Kremlin end its war against Ukraine and return soldiers home. The message of this peace march is to call on our authorities to stop the ugly secret war in Ukraine, which they do not acknowledge. To stop this war, that is the main message. And to show that they do not have the right, the authorities who wage this war do not have the right to speak on behalf of all the people. That there are people in Russia who are against this military interference, who think that Ukrainians have the right to choose their destiny for themselves. Activists and opposition members said they were sick of being lied to by the Kremlin. Russia must stop lying that it has no involvement in the conflict in the east of Ukraine. Stop its lying and hypocrisy. Stop sending our poor soldiers there, who are already being killed and buried in Russia. And stop supplying arms there, and sit around the negotiation table with an open hand. The demonstrators were met with a counter-protest. Russians waving the flags of the so-called Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republics chanted against the anti-war protesters. Some said they believed Russia was protecting people in eastern Ukraine from the country's military forces, a line often repeated in Kremlin-controlled media. If they stop killing people and pull back the troops, Ukrainian authorities, there will be something to talk about there. Under gunfire and shelling by Grad and Tochka-U rockets, it's absolutely impossible to talk. What dialogue can there be if children are being killed? The rebels protect themselves however they can, protect their children, wives, and sisters. International groups estimate that around 25,000 people attended the anti-war march in Moscow. But those who oppose the Kremlin's invasion of Ukraine still seem to be in the minority. Vladimir Putin still remains popular, and polls suggest that most Russians support the war against Ukraine.